What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. We're here for another Best Ball Mania stream. As always, this is our Best Ball Summer Series that we are doing a live stream once a week for as many times as we can until the NFL season gets here. So that is what we're doing today. Jake's in the building. Jake says, let's go, Andrew. And he says, you have my Panthers at 4 to 5 wins. Safe to say he's keeping the receipts. So hey, it's okay with me, man. It's okay. I think some teams just win a little bit more games than others, and I think the Panthers are probably not going to win that many games this year, but still like Bryce Young and Ted McMillan and some of the guys that you guys got in the building. But look, we're going to be hopping into a Best Ball Mania stream, so you guys can see that on the screen right now. This is their flagship contest, as always, $2 million to first place. So we are going to be entering that right now. If you guys want a chance to get into the draft room with us, make sure you get those phones loaded up, make sure you get those computers loaded up, and get ready to enter this, because I am going to be entering this in about 10 seconds. We're trying to get into as many of these best ball drafts as possible before the season starts. My goal at the beginning of the year has been about 200. I don't know if we're going to be getting to that. I just don't think I did enough drafts early on, and I'll be honest, I haven't loved a lot of the contests that Underdog has been dropping lately. Big fan of their rookies and sophomores that they dropped recently, but some of the other ones, I'm not a big fan of the Eliminator and those other things that they got going on. The sprint, the marathon, all those things. But I am going to enter this one, Best Ball Mania. We are going to take that and see what we can do here today. We're waiting on about 8 people, so while we wait for this lobby to load and while we wait for this to fill, you guys can figure out a way to support us over on Underdog. Just check it out. Playing drafts or sweating pick'ems, there's no off season on Underdog, which means there's still plenty of ways to cash in big this summer. No matter the sport you're watching, Underdog has you covered, and all you have to do is pick higher or lower on your favorite athletes from whatever sport, put them into a pick'em entry, watch the winning multiplier increase, click play, and win real cash. So what are you waiting for? Download Underdog and start playing today. Plus, when you use promo code LEAGUEFFB, Underdog will give you a new customer special, which is a free square for your first pick'em entry, and they will give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, giving you the perfect head start to winning big on Underdog. So if you want to support our show and get in on some daily fantasy sports action, click the link in our description to sign up for Underdog using code LEAGUEFFB. So thank you to our sponsors over at Underdog, and with that out of the way, let's get back into the action. All right, so it looks like we are almost full here. As always, you can support the show on Underdog, but you can also support the show by going to bestballoverlay.com. That is how you guys are seeing some of these things on the screen here. So, we have this data right next to us. It's the biggest benefit, I think, to best ball drafters who are drafting at a high volume. You get to see those the correlation for you. You can also filter this by tournaments. I have this by all tournaments right now, but I am going to filter this specifically to the Best Ball Mania. That way we can see that and go from there. But you can see all of that stuff on there, the correlation, filter that however you want it to be. And that's bestballoverlay.com. If you use promo code LEAGUEFFB over there, they will give you 25% off. So that's definitely something I would recommend, and I am going to show the combination tool here as well, because that is good for us to start off this draft. And also, I probably need to update it because I know they just launched their new update for the app. Bryant says, appreciate the content all offseason, 12-man dynasty, start 11. I traded Bucky, Diggs, and Wan'Dale Robinson for CMC and a 27 first. Thoughts? I don't dislike it. I think Bucky, I would prefer him over CMC right now in Dynasty. The 27 first for Diggs and Wan'Dale, I don't mind that, though. Probably going to be one that you're going to have a very strong contending roster to try and win this year. But I don't dislike it, and he followed it up by saying, I won it last year and have a lot of geriatric running backs, so I said screw it. Okay, so if you won it last year, you're trying to repeat, I don't mind it. I would argue use that 27 first to go get something else. Jack says, dig the hat. Appreciate you, Jack. It's my summer vibe, man. It's the summer vibe, the best ball summer series. We gotta stick with the vibe. We are drafting from the 3 slot here, though, folks, so that's going to be fun for us here today. Let's see what we can do if we just hit the little refresh button here. Get this loaded up. we are starting. Actually, slap is on the clock, actually. So there's that. Let me pull this CSV down. Then we will upload this. See what we can get in there. That screwed us up a little bit. I am going to take Saquon here, though. We're going to stick with Saquon Barkley. Now I just messed up our exposures. I'm not going to lie to you. Garrett Wilson and 2 firsts for CD if my other wide receivers are BTJ and Jamar. I don't have my own first the next 2 years. If the firsts are going to be late, I don't mind it, Jimothy. If they're going to be late, I don't mind it. Let me try and do this real quick. I'm going to go extract these teams. Oh, wait. Whoops. Wrong one. I'm going to go here. Extract these teams so we can get these. It's going to take a little second, but that's what we're going to do. And hopefully we don't miss our selection. So it's going through and pulling all of the teams that I've drafted so far on Underdog, and it's going to get us those exposures and some of that stuff. So I'm just going to go back to our draft here. Too many active drafts at the moment, not going to lie to you. Where is our best ball mania draft? There we are. 10 picks away. So it's probably going to look pretty weird right now as it's extracting these teams. But don't worry about it. Pull up the draft board for everybody. I hate the way that Underdog has made this new draft board look. It's so bad. But there we are. Let's see what we can make happen. It just pulled the CSV, so we should be good to go. Throw it on the desktop, replace that, be good. And now we should be fixed. Yeah, we're fixed. And we can filter that to Best Ball Mania, which is what I would love to do. So there we go. That's what I was trying to do this whole time. Just took a little refresh, another extraction. But now we can see some of these Best Ball Mania teams and see what we got in store. Want to try and keep some of these correlated a little bit differently. Right now, if I want to see Saquon Barkley, we have Kyler on those teams. We've done Kyron Williams on those teams as well, followed with Marvin on those teams. And the other Saquon team that we have, who would have been the other guy? I guess Marvin and maybe Kyron would have been our 2 guys that we picked. But we've got Las Vegas, Washington, and Buffalo here. We could correlate that with... I don't know if there's anything that I really want to correlate it with strongly. I think I'll take T. Higgins here. And that'll give us another selection with Baltimore, Miami, Arizona. We could pair T with Marvin. Did we say Marvin was on that team? I think we did. Yeah, and we got Kyler. So maybe I don't want to do a Marvin. Maybe we could go McBride. That might be interesting. Let's see what happens. Okay, Garrett Wilson off the board. I'll go Trey McBride. We're going to go early tight end here, which I don't love doing, but I'm not opposed to it with T. Higgins on the roster. So we went Marvin last time when we were trying to chase that Arizona correlation. I guess it wasn't trying to chase it last time. We just got Marvin. But now we have Saquon. We don't have a Saquon T team. And we don't have a T Trey McBride. Maybe we do, but let's check McBride actually. Don't have him on a BBM team yet, so yeah, that's unique. But if I have McBride, I want to try and make sure that we lock in Kyler Murray on the team. And I know we have a Saquon Kyler team, so that's going to be something to pay attention to. We also have Kyler on 25% of our teams right now. for BBM. Baltimore, Miami, Arizona. We got Atlanta, Cincy. We're kind of targeting right now this Arizona, Cincy Week 17 matchup. We can see how that goes. Be interesting to see how far. This is my first BBM that I've done since the Rashee Rice news. It'd be interesting to see how far he falls now in these BBMs. Did we take McBride over the Marvin? Where was that? Yeah, Marvin went down here. So we got to be careful with the Kyler owner. So if we do want to do it, we have to pull it on the turn a little bit early, which is fine. Getting a little bit of a slide on Mike Evans. I don't know if he's going to fall all the way to us, but there is a little bit of a slide there. He ends up getting picked up. Kind of spread evenly across all the positions at the moment. I think right now, if Hampton falls, I'm definitely interested. If he doesn't, I'm not opposed to throwing in a DJ Moore here as well. It may be interesting also to try and grab a Saquon and Jalen Hurts team. I don't know if I've seen that. Fantasy Football Garage says, what up, fellas? What up, man? Appreciate you being here. Okay, Hampton's still sliding. This guy has 0 running backs right now, though. I can't imagine that he passes up on Hampton, so we got to have a backup option. I think for me, my backup option right now is probably... He didn't, so we're going to go Hampton here. I haven't drafted a ton of Hampton, but Saquon, Hampton, T, Trey, that's a pretty decent start. We're going to be a little bit light at the wide receiver position potentially, but I don't mind going Pickens here. Also don't mind going DK if he's the... I'm going Pickens. Really been rising on Pickens in the preseason. You saw training camp stuff come out today too. But I think really he's been a riser definitely throughout the process of the offseason. I think he's a player that can really... I mean, really, what's the difference here? Like, I know it sounds crazy, but T. Higgins and George Pickens, they were 2 rounds in ADP apart. Is there a big difference between the guys? You could argue that T's a little bit overvalued. Maybe people riding last year's efficiencies of Joe Burrow. Pickens maybe a little bit undervalued right now. There's an argument. But we'll see. 95 is the ADP on Kyler. Probably if we want to rip that, he's not going to come back around, so we got to do it early. It's going to be the 75. It's going to be where we have to rip Kyler, and we have to be okay going a little bit high on him, which I'm willing to do with Trey McBride on the team. I think with the 2 running backs on the roster, I'm willing to push that a little bit later down the board. We already went early. Tight end. We're really going to be, unless there's some major value on the board, probably that next pick there at 70, we're going to go wide receiver, and then we're going to pull the early Kyler, and then it's probably going to have to be wide receiver a couple more. We're probably running back 3 through 6 on this roster is probably going to have to be some late round dart throws with Hampton and Saquon really being the guys that kind of carry the load here. Burrow goes early. That's interesting. He goes to an unstacked roster, which is kind of crazy. And there's no correlation on this roster at all. I guess the Cincy with Jalen Waddle, but that's kind of crazy. Not a lot of people, I feel like, take Burrow at ADP if they don't have T or Jamar. Rob says, thoughts on CMC making the top 100? No strong opinions there. I think CMC, when he's healthy, he's one of the best top 100 players in football, so I don't really have an issue with that. I think last year obviously hurt, but I don't know. I don't think there's any... I don't have a strong opinion there. I don't think anybody will argue with you that he's not one of the top 100 players in football when he's healthy. All right. Weird little spot here. We did have a lot of the wide receivers come off the board. I'm going to throw Judy in the lineup, make him the selection. Probably could have leaned Reed or Diggs as well. But I don't think we had any Judy. I didn't double check. But here's where we're going to rip Kyler pretty early. I just don't imagine with the Marvin Harrison owner right here at 31, with it coming back around him twice, especially in this next one floating around that ADP, I can't imagine Kyler comes back. And I just want to lock that in with Trey McBride here. So I am going to draft him high above ADP, get that stack with Arizona's Trey and Kyler, and then we have that correlation here with T. Higgins. So that week 17 matchup, I like that. We can look into maybe instead of Judy, an interesting one would have been like, did we have Green Bay? We didn't have Green Bay here. Yeah, so we would have been fine. But that would have been, I don't know. Judy, maybe I like the pick, maybe I don't. He's a spike week kind of guy anyways. He should be good if Flacco is the quarterback. If anybody other than Flacco is the quarterback, I don't know. But I do think that Flacco's probably the quarterback for a good majority of the year. Is there anybody else with Saquon teams that we need to pay attention to? Maybe not getting too much of. Obviously, it's just one BBM team, so I guess not really. Is there anybody with T? Don't have him in any BBMs. The Kyler teams, we have him on 2. So QBs, Penix and Tua, probably stay away from those combinations. I didn't know we had a Hampton Kyler team already. Interesting. I think we're good there. Maybe Mark Andrews and Njoku we stay away from later, especially because we have McBride. I don't mind pushing this to like Gesicki late and having Gesicki be the tight end too, because we're going to be relying on Trey McBride pretty much every single week. All right, getting back on track here. 8th round pick. Probably need to click another wide receiver. Keep stacking that wide receiver position. Wouldn't mind also maybe sliding a Dak on this roster. But we'll see what happens with the other quarterback. I think here, though, if I can grab an Ayuk, he's a player that I'll look at. I know he's, on the pup right now. Still think he's going to be a late half type of guy. Guy that can help you win maybe a little bit later in the year. If not him, then I guess it'd probably go with like Cooper Kupp. I haven't drafted a ton of Cooper Kupp, but them getting rid of Noah Fant does make it somewhat interesting. Probably would be between him and these guys, but I don't have any Cooper Kupp right now in BBM, so don't love Cooper Kupp. Willing to take a shot, I guess, here. And maybe with Kupp, you could go Darnold late too with Kyler, but you have the double week 8 buys, which would mean you'd have to have a third guy. Something to watch. Where is Judkins going in redraft leagues? It's tough to tell right now. There's still a lot that's going to happen between now and the time that people are drafting some of those redraft rosters, but I can't imagine that he's going to be a guy that ends up getting drafted in the first 10 rounds. I just don't know many people that are going to be willing to use that type of draft capital on him. Coleman and Pittman off the board. I don't mind going Higgins here just to add another body. He has the Arizona correlation there in week 15. So we'll throw him onto the team. And now I think we can we have enough wide receiver talent here that we can probably sneak back into the running back position here. That is kind of like a fall off tier for me too. I think really after Bateman, it feels like there's a major fall off in wide receiver talent. Whereas we could still go Judkins, Tracy, even Dobbins is somewhat interesting. Any of these guys, I still think they're all kind of similar, the same. I don't know if we're going to end up getting Judkins at our next pick. If he's available, I don't mind ripping Judkins there, and I don't mind ripping Tracy. So I'm going to, put them in the queue. Don't expect to get them, but I don't mind ripping either one of those guys. Also, if we had Fields fall, I'd be interested, even though he's unstacked. Stroud could be interesting. He would be a guy that has that correlation week 15. Not a lot of people target week 15, but it is a week where you have to, advance. Fantasy Football Garage says the wide receiver cliff is real. Yeah, it's messy. So, like, especially, like, I feel like for me, Garage, where I'm going and getting, like, a guy like Kyler, where I had to reach on him to secure the stack with Trey McBride. Like, I'm already putting a lot of early round draft capital into positions that I usually don't like to draft early. But in this one rare case where I did it, now I got to, like, really just chase the wide receiver position, get as many of those guys on the roster, and then figure out the rest in the later rounds, because I do believe that cliff, it's like, really, once you get to that point, like, Christian Kirk, like, what's the difference between Christian Kirk and, like, Dobbs, who's going rounds later? Like, I don't think that there's a big difference. So, yeah, that cliff sucks a little bit, and that's why I just chase it a little here. Not really loving the start. I don't go with the early tight end this often, and that's why. But hey, we can still get it. We can still make something happen here. This feels good. I mean, this is exciting. If we want Stroud, we are going to have to reach on him there, and I just don't feel comfortable reaching Stroud. I'm going to pull him out of the queue for a second. Let's go. I don't have a lot of Burden. I'm going to pull Burden as a pick. And honestly, do we want to rip Caleb as well? Potentially. If he makes it to us, I don't mind it. And then he comes off the board. Doesn't matter. I'll take Burden. Now we've really caught up here. So I'm really just going to start attacking some of these other positions. Don't mind any other stack opportunities. It's probably just the Stroud one. I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go Scatabo. Take him as one of these running backs. See if we can get Stroud to come back around. I already reached on Kyler. I don't feel comfortable reaching on a second quarterback just to secure a low-end stack in Jaden Higgins. Like, if it was Nico, absolutely reach. But Jaden Higgins, I'm not doing that. Gronk says, how much longer will you be streaming? I have to step away for a bit. Just until the end of this BBM is over. So we're kind of getting close to the end already. So probably 15, 20 more minutes-ish, 20 more minutes-ish, Rob. Let's see what else. Drake May off the board. It's risky. I'll throw him back up there. Najee's been falling. I don't really want to take him with Hampton there. We're already kind of making the bet on somebody. Tajay Spears is a player I'm definitely interested in. I haven't taken a lot of Tootin, but I could be persuaded into taking another Tootin. In BBMs, I haven't taken a lot of Tootin. But I'd like to see Stroud fall a little bit. I like Jordan Love as a better pick, but there's just no correlation on this roster with Jordan Love. Stroud went, so is that the Nico owner? Yeah, Nico, Joe Mixon. Yep, makes sense. And there goes Jordan Love. Okay, we're just going to wait. We have Kyler. I guess we wait. Kind of makes me wish, hindsight's 2020, but kind of makes me wish that instead of Judy, we went Jacoby Myers, because you would have the opportunity for Geno here, and we're probably going to get into territory where I want 3 QBs anyways. So that's interesting. We could go Penix and Pitts and sneak that in there, but I don't want to get too caught into chasing. Tootin and Benson off the board. We could go Garendo. Garendo and Mims are interesting. There goes Garendo. I guess we'll go Mims. And then with that next pick, I'll probably go Algier. Or Blue. People have been fading Blue. I still think he ends up being fantasy relevant as a pass catcher in PPR formats. Could go Dylan Sampson, if you believe that. Put Mims as that guy. So I think we're definitely done at the wide receiver position. I don't think I'm drafting any more here. We'll have Algier and Blue. I just have too much Penix and BBMs. 2 of 2. Do we sneak Bryce in here and like go after like an Xavier Legette or a Jatavian Sanders just to get some correlation there? Maybe. Let's go Algier. We're playing really a real game of chicken here with the QB position, but we did reach on Kyler, so I guess it's part of the game. Jake says Blue will be a PPR guy. I agree. I think he will. He's a player that that report came out from that former coach that hasn't been with the team in years about him being lazy or borderline lazy, whatever that means. It is what it is. I'll take the dip. I already found him as one of the more intriguing options in this range anyways. Like when you're looking at running backs, like Blue or Eckler, I'll take Blue or some of these other guys. Like I think he's one of the more intriguing guys. That room is so wide open. Maybe we go Cam Ward and sneak like a Okonkwo and like you could sneak like, I don't know, Restrepo. If you think he's going to be the guy, I think Okonkwo's maybe the dude. What do we got here? San Francisco, KC, New Orleans. Damn. Steven is sniping all of our picks. Oh, you know why? Houston, Tennessee is really just the whole build. And he went Bryce. What the fuck, dude? Whatever. Don't hate the player, hate the game. We played chicken. I think we're losing right now, man. Garage says 15% blue and gaining. I like it. I like it. I don't know what his overall exposure is for me across all tournaments. Let's see. Let's filter this to all tournaments. I guess I can't see that unless he's available. And that's definitely not correct because I have, across all tournaments, you're telling me I had to have 0 Jalen Wright. That's not accurate. We can check the exposures after for Jaden Blue. QB-wise, we do have Darnold. We'll be locked out of a week 8. It's scary. I'm not liking this team, folks. I think we got a little too cute here. Geno off the board. All these QBs are coming off the board. There goes Jalen Wright. I'll go Eckler. Then I'm going to go Sam Darnold with this next pick. This is a little less than ideal. Maybe we're going to tack on like Russell Wilson. Do we think Russell Wilson's still the starter in week 18? I mean, week 8. probably outside of injury, right? Because we'll go Darnold, and that'll give us the Cooper Kupp correlation. We could also chase something here with Daniel Jones. Is Daniel Jones the starter maybe in week 8? Maybe. This is by far the sketchiest BBM team we have. By far the sketchiest. Jonnu's still down here. Could we tack on a Jonnu and a Rodgers double stack? Did Rodgers come off the board? No, he didn't. Jonnu's going to have to fall crazy past ADP. Because 190 is where we would rip Jonnu, and then probably 95. We'd have to have both go past ADP, but you have guys in here with like 4 QBs. What the hell are we doing, dude? Is 4 QBs the new strat? You also have guys with 1. Bryant says, thoughts on my team at 1. Oh, you have the number 1. Interesting. Let's see. Is this really you? Hurts, Caleb, Bucky, Chase, Caleb, Jaden Blue, Chase, Devontae, Debo. I don't mind it at all. It's a good team. It's better than the team I have right here. DQ says, yeah, basically a double hero build, an elite tight end, and a reach for QB. You will need a lot of help from this room for this workout. Yeah, it got dangerous. And this is why I don't like, maybe even specifically why I don't target Trey McBride that often. Because when I have McBride, I want to stack him with Kyler, and Kyler's already going at a weird range, and you have to worry about that Marvin owner. It's messy, man. But hey, that's why you take a bunch of these lottery tickets here for this tournament. So we'll see. I think we'll rely on QB late. We're getting a little bit of a fall on Dowdle, and I've liked Dowdle as a pickup. I'm going to go Dowdle. This room is a little bit crazy with the QBs, man. Feels like a lot of the QBs got pushed up the board too as we were fading QB, so it didn't even work out well for us. But unfortunately, we so close last few. We have been opposite side of the board. Yeah, makes sense. I'm glad that you were able to get in here, man. Like, I feel like very often, you know, it's hard to get in, especially when there's the stream delay. Like, it makes it tough, but I don't mind it. How many more picks are we sitting at here? We got 2 more. We got to grab another tight end. This is gross. Arroyo would have been really good. I probably should have prioritized Arroyo, but then I would have had to get a third one. Let's go, we'll go Schultz. Don't love it, but it is what it is. There is at least correlation here with Arizona. And we're like late anyways at tight end. There's not a lot here to love. Maybe the JT Sanders could have been one. I still think we get more spike weeks out of the Houston offense than we do Carolina's. DQ says QB's way up. Yeah, I mean, you have teams in here that are, you know, 4 QBs in, a lot of 3 QB builds. Everybody's kind of adopting that strategy, so it's making like 2 QB builds, maybe the ones that I want to try and go after. But Bryant says, nah, you're transparent about it being 10 to 20 seconds delay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's about 10 to 20. Never really sure, but that's why I always let you guys know that I'm going to join before I click it, and then I always click it about 10, 20 seconds later. Makes it fun to keep up the awesome content. Or makes it fun, keep up the awesome content. Thank you, Bryant. Let's see what we do the last one, man. I feel like we're trying to put makeup on a pig here because I'll be real with you. You know, we were talking about transparency. I don't like this team. This team's not great. Um, you know, maybe Hampton is him and Saquon repeats what he does last year, and we have a chance here because you just need a couple guys. But I'm not loving the roster. We do have the ability to go. I mean, we have to. We're kind of forced into a pick here. God damn. I'm gonna take a shot. Flacco's still the starter. Let's say Flacco's still the starter in week 8, and we have the Jerry Jeudy correlation. What the fuck, guys? I hate this. I hate this team. Not good. And you know what? Because I hate the roster, I'm ripping another one. And we're not going to do a BBM, but what I want to do is I want to do the rookies and sophomores. I'm going to rip a rookies and sophomores because I hate this team. I don't want to go out with like that. I'm not going out like that. You kidding me? So let's rip one more. Here's the team. Finished off. Not pretty. Kyler, Darnold, Flacco, with Saquon, Amarion Hampton, Scatabo, Tyler Algier, Austin Eckler, Rico Dowdle. Then we have T. Higgins, George Pickens, Jerry Jeudy, Cooper Kupp, Jaden Higgins, Luther Burden, Marvin Mims Jr., Trey McBride, and Dalton Schultz. So that's your team from us. Here you go, Bryant. I'll look at your roster. 2-5. What is that? 2-5-8-2 with Loveland and Goddard. Not bad. And that's the strat that I think with this specific room where the quarterbacks went up the board, everybody was taking 3 and some of them even taking 4. Like going 2 QBs would have been ideal, but we got... Where did I fuck up? Let's go look. Should I have just taken... I was trying to let Stroud fall. Maybe I should have reached on Stroud, but even then, like, then we're playing that game. Should I just took Drake May? Maybe. I don't know. Not great. All right, I'm doing one more. Fuck it. Appreciate everybody for being here, man. This is what we're gonna make happen. Actually, let's see how many we're at. Completed. Puppy 2. We only have 3 entries in the Puppy 2. How many actives am I in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's got to be like 7 in there, right? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I'm miscounting it. Brian says rookies and sophomores are all you. I'm lost. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to rip. I'm just having the most fun with this right now. So I'm going to rip this. Folks in the chat, if you want to rip a rookies and sophomores with me, 20-second countdown probably till the time that I click enter. But that's what we're going to be ripping. So let's just make this one good. We'll go from there. Give about 5 more seconds. And we'll hop in this one. It's a little bit harder to get in because it's 4-person drafts. But here we go. Filled. Hopefully somebody's in here with us. Let's remove the combination tool. This one's just fast, man. It's fast, fast, fast. I was able to get a lot of these early on, so we were able to get some good combinations. Now the combinations are a little bit harder. Daniels was going late. Bucky was going late. You were able to get some crazy stuff. Even Hampton. So probably the best teams you could have drafted have already probably been drafted. But let's kick it off, man. I'm going, it's Genty, Neighbors, Daniels for me in that order. And then usually with my second pick, I'm liking to mix in Bucky, Hampton. Don't mind throwing in like a BTJ or a Lad. And I've been... Bryant, I've been trying to do my roster construction with these ones. I wrote them down. I think 3-4-5s, 3-3-6s, 2-4-6s, and 2-3-7s are kind of the way that I like to do it. Bryant says, why I watch you for Dynasty. You do your homework on that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Really, really love that, you know, everybody loves something on the channel, whether it be Dynasty, Redraft, Best Ball, whatever it is. I'm glad that there's something for everybody, but I definitely love the Dynasty. It's my favorite of all of it. We'll go neighbors first one. This does want me to get some JJ McCarthy with that week 16. Garage says my favorite start is Daniels Bucky Hampton. Love it. I think my favorite one that I've gotten was Genty Neighbors Hampton. I think was my favorite one that I got. Let's go here. We're gonna take BTJ. That's fine with me. Gonna want to try and target this one. I'll probably go with I want to go McCarthy and then probably Dart here. I'm okay making this one a 2 QB build, depending on if we get some good value, maybe a 3. QB's going a little bit early. I'll take Bowers and Marv for sure. Let's go Bowers, man. And try and get Marv. I don't think we can, but I'll go Bowers. And then Worthy there. If no Worthy, I'm okay taking... Ooh, do me the favor. Do me the favor, Randall. If you already passed on Marvin once, let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. The kid's going to be goated. This is my fandom coming out, right? The kid's going to be good. Lock that in. I'll go Harvey or Rome. The next one, even Caleb Johnson's in the mix for me. My exposures feel all off. They just feel so off right now. I don't know why. I got to resync this tool. Actually, the problem is I probably don't have... Like I said, they dropped the update on BBO, and I haven't downloaded it. So that's probably the issue here. Let's go Harvey. I'm going to link in a golden if I can. Maybe even a Tracy to get some of that correlation. Caleb Williams was falling. I actually probably should have peeked over there just in case. Sneak golden. So we got 4 now. I'm going to call this a... I'd like to take Tracy. Dang. That's okay. I have way too much Judkins in these because the day that I was drafting them all was the day that the news came out, and I was getting him cheap. Bryant says, seriously, chat, if you're into Dynasty, watch this man. He's on it. Appreciate you, bro. Pierce all off the board. Let's sneak in an Igbuka. Been a big Igbuka fan in the Dynasty draft process. Think he's one of the most talented players in this class for sure. Think he can do big things there. We will lean on maybe Scat here. If not him, I mean, we're getting close to where I want to rip Dart. I don't mind ripping Dart. It's just him and Shuck right now. Fuck it. Reach. Get your guy. Lock that in. We get the neighbors stack. I think McCarthy can carry us until Dart gets on the field, because I do think the Dart gets on the field this year. And if Shuck does make it back, maybe we do 3. Is there any other teams that want a 3rd? Maybe not. Can we gamble? Should we gamble? I don't mind gambling. I'm ripping... We got 5. I'm going to rip Tootin. And I think I'm going to make this a 3-3-6 build. Go Shuck here. I can't even... I'm gonna gamble with Shuck. If we get him for the next pick, maybe. 3-3-6. I'm going Burden over Loveland. Risky, but I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we're good. So really, I think we're pulling either 2 running backs here or 1 running back and 1 quarterback. McMillan. Let's cue him up. We don't have any Judkins in this one, so I don't mind going Samson. I even liked him before the news, and I like him even more now, which is a little bit crazy, because I already kind of envisioned that backfield being the Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb backfield. We'll go Shuck, put him in. Then what can we do for our final running back pick? Do I want to go Garendo, Jalen Wright, Benson? I want to keep the bye weeks a little bit different just to give us 2 options on those weeks. So let's go Garendo, make him the selection, and hope that he gets involved a little bit still, even if CMC's healthy. So McCarthy, Dart, Shuck, RJ Harvey, Bashal 2, and Isaac Garendo. This is a risky room, but I don't mind it, especially considering it's only start 1 running back. Then we got Neighbors, BTJ, Brock Bowers, Matthew Golden, Egbuka, and Luther Burden. Don't mind this roster at all. And I feel much better about that one than the Best Ball Mania team that we just drafted just a second ago. So I'm good calling it on that. Appreciate everybody that's been in here. It's, we're about 48 minutes, not too bad. I think right now we're very rapidly approaching, once these active drafts finish, I think there's about 48 or 50 active drafts right now. Once those finish, we're probably going to be sitting close to, let's see, what is that? 10 plus 9, 100. Probably going to be about 150 teams in. And the goal is about 200 by the end of the year. So, ramped up for us. We'll see what we do next year too. But we're going to be at about 150 of 200 with about a month left until season. So we'll see what we can make happen. But appreciate everybody. Garage says peace. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Bryant, thank you for hanging out. DQ, all of you guys, Jake, everybody. Appreciate everybody for being in the chat. We'll see you guys next week. Lots of cool content coming this week. I will tell you guys on a live stream right now, I haven't told this to anybody other than our Discord, but everybody, tomorrow's video you do not want to miss. Tomorrow's video you don't want to miss. Let me repeat that, because tomorrow on the channel, I have a collaboration mock draft with Andy Holloway of the Fantasy Footballers. Big moment for me. He was kind of a guy that I watched when I was getting into playing fantasy football in the first place. So full circle moment from being a guy who played and watched Andy Holloway and listened to their podcast. And now I'm creating my own content. Mock drafting with Andy Holloway was super dope for me. So you won't want to miss that. That's on the channel tomorrow, 5 p.m. Stay tapped in. But nothing else for you guys today. So I will see you on our next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.